I have a Raypak pool heater, model CR266ANX010199. The heater will only operate for a short time before it cuts off and displays the message water SW open. I googled this and most seem to advise an adjustment to the water pressure switch. Do you agree, and if so, where is it located and how do I adjust it? If you do not agree, what do you suggest?
My first suggestion is to thoroughly clean the filter, and make certain the pump basket and skimmer basket is clean of any leaves or debris. Even if the water flow in the pool intake and return appear normal, it still may be possible the flow could be restricted enough to not allow the pressure switch to close and therefore stop the heater from firing. After you clean these items, and you continue to get the same message on the display, please let me know, and we can continue troubleshooting the heater from there.
I have followed your suggestions. I backwashed the sand filter, although I had just done so a few days ago, and checked the pump and skimmer baskets. Both were nearly clean. I also went ahead and checked the intake under the skimmer basket by inserting a hanger about 2 feet and found no obstructions, and I checked the impeller on the pump and found no blockage or debris. My heater comes on and begins heating for a few minutes but then kicks off displaying the water switch open message.
Do you have a multimeter to test for continuity? You will need this to check the closing of the pressure switch. You will also need this to adjust the pressure switch if needed.
Don't know how to do that or even where it is.
It can easily be found, but you cannot adjust it without knowing when it is open or closed. If the adjustment is not made properly, your heater can be seriously damaged.
Sounds like I'm in over my head.
Do you have someone who may have this, and is experienced using a meter? Unfortunately, some repairs are more technical to repair than we would like it to be.
Unfortunately not. I contacted my pool people but they are not going to be able to help me until next week. Being the 4th of July, we naturally want to use pool and it is cold. His is a new heater, only had it for a month. I guess I'm out of luck. If I had other options for assistance, I would have gone that route, but not going to happen.
I'm sorry to hear that. Usually, the water SW open code is related to a flow problem, and may not be a fault with the heater.
I know there is some kind of regulator, for lack of a better word, and not sure if that is related to this, but I had problems with it on my last heater and the pool people removed it.
There may be some restriction of flow into the heater, even though it seems like you did all you can to clear any restrictions.
Squealed all the time. I understand. I just wonder if that regulator doesn't work properly. They seem to be problematic, and my brother has the same heater and his pool guy removed his as well.
You could try removing the inlet and outlet plumbing to the heater and see if there might be something caught inside. There is a bypass valve inside the inlet/outlet header, and that might be the regulator you are referring to. If you feel confident to remove the plumbing, inlet and outlet, that might be worth a try, since you can't get a service company out today. Either way, come back after you do this and let me know what you find. Just post it here, and when I sign back on, I'll respond. I have a feeling that once the flow issue can be resolved, the heater will work. If you can't find anything on your own, at least the heater is under warranty, and they will take care of it. It's just unfortunate it can't be during the holiday.
In rechecking, I'm getting no intake through my skimmer basket. I was earlier, but perhaps it is clogged, although I don't see how that could have happened, as the basket traps even very small debris. That said, I was on vacation last week and someone house sat and used the pool. I told them to change nothing, just check regularly for chlorine, but you know how that is. As I said earlier, I used a hanger and ran it in the skimmer basket intake as far as it would go and found no obstruction.
Yes. I know how it is, others don't take the same care as you do on your own house. Anyway, find what's obstructing the intake, and your heater should then work.
I'm thinking it is between that intake and wherever it joins up with the floor drain, because obviously water is circulating, which means it's probably not near the filter or heater. Does that make sense? Thing is, yesterday, it was circulating through the skimmer, but it must have been restricted flow.
Sounds to me like it would be on the suction side of the pump. It could be returning to the pool, but restricting the water enough to not let the pressure switch close.
Doesn't that same suction pull the water out through the floor drain, or do I have it all wrong? Garrygoeson, yes, it should also be connected to the floor drain. Oh, water is getting into the filtration system through the floor drain. NY maybe some small amount through the skimmer even though there is little suction there.
Keep checking. I have to leave for the day, but I'll check back as soon as I can after I return. You can post what you find here, and I'll see it then. Best of luck. I'm hoping you find it so you can have the heater working this weekend. Thank you for using JustAnswer.
Hi Gary, I got it fixed. I noticed that the chamber that houses the pump basket was not quite filling up to the top. So I put some silicone around the O-ring, primed it and turned the pump back on. It filled up more, but still not all the way, so I turned the pump off and back on again, waiting about 15 seconds between off and on. After the third time, it filled all the way to the lid and there was no air in the chamber. Went back to the skimmer basket and it was drawing strong. I waited a while to be sure it would keep working and then turned on the heater, and it worked like a charm. So either the air in the pump basket chamber was the problem, or I dislodged something by turning the pump on and off several times. Regardless, it has been working great for about an hour and a half. Thanks for all your help. It got me thinking about all the possibilities and luckily I stumbled on the right one.
If you have a home improvement or appliance question and want to chat with an expert now, visit justanswer.com/YTHI.